Welcome back to the swamp, emotionally flammable swamp walker. This is chapter 3, the one where things get complicated, mildly explosive, and disturbingly relatable. You've been warned.
Tonight's story features unresolved trauma, suspiciously sentient fog, and a CareCat who thinks boundaries are a myth created by therapists to sell journals. So yeah, business as usual.
But before we begin, we kindly remind you to like, subscribe, and comment, or we'll send a swarm of emotional support frogs to your house to whisper affirmations in Latin until your self-doubt disintegrates. Your move. Chapter 3, Battle at the Edge of Reason. The air thickened like old soup in a forgotten therapy fridge. Glitter particles clung to the fog like emotional residue from a failed group retreat, shimmering with passive-aggressive persistence. The Delusion Bunnies lined up with unnatural cheer, their eyes unsettlingly wide like over-caffeinated life coaches. They began swaying in sync, humming that cursed melody. Too major, too clean, like a gaslighting music box trying to get its job back. Mortikitten narrowed his eyes, his hourglass tummy ticking louder.
Deploy the gloom team!
He commanded, voice the perfect mix of tired and sarcasm, and righteous spite.
Let's ruin some denial!
In an instant, the CareCats activated. The swamp itself seemed to lean in. Mortikitten stepped forward and unleashed a chrono sigh, a slow-motion exhale that warped time in a bubble of pure apathy. Several bunnies paused, mid-hop, forgetting what they were doing. One stared blankly at a mushroom before whispering,
Why do we bounce?
Sassburn snapped her tail, flinging blazing insults in flaming calligraphy.
Toxic positivity. Unsolicited advice. Vulnerability without consent. Live, laugh, nope.
A bunny burst into glitter sobs. Another emotionally combusted. Catatonic blinked once. A bunny collapsed, whispering,
What is happiness but delayed dread?
Doompaw summoned the blanket of despair. It rolled over the battlefield. Bunny slumped, muttering, Can I opt out of existence today? Anxiety unleashed a cyclone of what-ifs, spectral butterflies buzzing with emotional static. Bunny spiraled into thoughts like,
What if no one likes my sparkle muffins?
Gremlin roared a primal scream. Three bunnies screamed back, sprinting into the swamp. Affirmation, flashcards flying. Glitterhoof's desperate plea. Glitterhoof's horn flickered.
You don't understand. If people feel sad, they might not manifest abundance. Have you seen my vibe spreadsheet?
Melon Kitty conjured a monsoon of rhythmic regret. Each raindrop whispered truths.
Your pain is real. Let yourself feel. You are not a fix-it task. Behind that smile is just a mask.
Bunnies openly wept. Sulk Shadow whispered truths too raw for brunch. One bunny spontaneously developed a journal. The Rise of Real Healing. Gloompur floated by, wilting flowers with her presence.
Beauty lives where sorrow breathes.
Crankleclaw levitated affirmation signs and reassembled them into Joy is real, but so is rage. Saspresso twitched and launched a blistering beam.
This is why you have no friends, Kevin.
Cataclysm exploded into a glitter-black implosion. Nearby bunnies collapsed into existential questioning. Guttermeow stood atop a compost heap. "You don't need to be fixed to be worthy," he roared, throwing banana peels with precision. Transformation at the edge of reason. The battlefield shimmered with real, messy, breathtaking humanity. One bunny shouted,
I need to cry, but I don't know how.
Another asked, "Can someone hold space for me?" Bunnies tore motivational stickers off their vests. One sat in the mud, simply breathing. Mortikitten approached Glitterhoof, his voice deep, steady, kind.
Your light was never yours, Glitterhoof. It came from pretending nothing was wrong. We own our shadows, and that makes us glow for real.
He pressed his paw to the moss. A raw, honest surge of feeling rippled outward. Not violent, not cruel, heavy, healing. Glitterhoof stumbled, his pink aura shimmered, then faded into something softer, more real. The Delusion Bunnies froze. One raised a trembling paw.
Is it okay to not be okay?
All 13 CareCats answered in perfect, grim, glorious unison.
Yes.
And thus ends Chapter 3. Nothing is fixed. Everything is weird. You probably feel too much or nothing at all. Congratulations, you're one of us now.
If this stirred something in you, like a memory, a tear, or an urge to scream into a moss pillow, don't worry. That's just swamp side effects.
Before you escape back to your regular scheduled existential crisis, click the buttons. Like, subscribe, share it with your therapist, or wheel unleash Sasburn during your next vulnerable moment. And trust me, you do not want that kind of smoke.